Let's be honest, most people don't break the moment life gets hard. The break happens slowly, over time. It's not one big event, it's the drip feed. Bad news, financial pressure, health stuff, relational stress, work uncertainty, one more thing after another and another and another in a big pile. And you keep telling yourself, I'm fine, I'm great, while quietly becoming someone you do not recognize. You become less patient. You become more reactive. You develop a shorter fuse, a seemingly smaller life. And so saying all of this, here is the question that I want to start with today. When life gets harder, do you get harder with it? When life gets harder, do you get harder with it? Or do you shrink? Because for the next few years, I don't think they're going to be smooth sailing. And I'm not saying that to scare you or scare myself. I'm saying it because someone needs to hear it, someone out there. The world is very loud right now, politically, economically, socially, and with AI and job shifts and the speed of change coming, I think there are a lot of people who are going to feel rattled. They're going to feel uncertain and maybe a bit disoriented, like the ground is moving under their feet. So today, this is my open message to you, my open message to the world. Things are going to be hard sometimes. That, ladies and gentlemen, is guaranteed. But what's not guaranteed is what those hard things turn into. Because these hard things can break you, or they can build you. And I want to show you how you can make sure it is the second one. Team, welcome back to Built Resilient. My name is Bart Walsh. I am your coach for today. I'm also a keynote speaker, a fitness expert, and welcome to a show that is built for a world that we are in, built for a noisy world, a show that's dedicated to leveling up your physical, mental, and emotional resilience so that you can overcome anything. It's so good to have you here. Make sure you are following the show on whatever podcast platform you are listening to this on. Make sure you're giving us a 5-star rating and review. The feedback we're getting is awesome. I'd love for it to keep getting awesomer. So thank you for your help and thank you for listening as always. Now, team, this episode is about how to overcome everything, and not in like a cheesy way, not in a just think positive and you can do it sort of way, but in a real way, a usable way, dare I say, a way that holds you up when life actually punches you in the chest. And the way we'll do that is through my 3 rules of resilience. You may have heard of them before. We're going to talk about owning your circumstance. We're going to talk about seeking discomfort. And we're going to talk about loving your fate. And team, these rules aren't just cute sayings that sound really good on the podcast and on Instagram. These are rules that were forged in the hardest chapters of my life, and rules that are helping tens of thousands of people around this nation and around this world. Now, team, as I mentioned, I have been thinking a lot about resilience, not just because it's my world, it's what I speak on, not just because it's my main message, but because of where we are in this world right now. I don't know about you, but the more people I meet, the more people I talk to, the more I realize everyone's anxious, whether they care to admit it or not. Everyone seems distracted. Everyone's carrying something. Everyone has their stuff weighing down on their shoulders. And there's this weird energy in the air, like people can feel something coming, even if they can't name it. Some sort of weird doom is coming our way. And maybe it's the way technology is accelerating. I don't know. Maybe it's the job uncertainty that's happening at the moment. Redundancies are left, right, and center. Maybe it's how divided everyone feels and everything feels. Maybe it's the cost of living, the pressure, the constant noise. I don't know. And I don't want to pretend I've got the crystal ball and I know all the answers, but what I do know is this. When people feel uncertain, they either grow stronger or they grow numb. And numbing is a slow death. You can still function, you can still smile, you can still go to work, but you lose your spirit, you lose your humanity, you lose your edge. In some instances, you lose your joy. And when I think about losing your spirit, it takes me straight back to when I had cancer. When I did have cancer, some 11 years ago now, it didn't just affect my body. It stole so much from me. It stole my joy, it stole my strength, it stole my confidence, but more than anything, it did steal my spirit. And in a way, it forced me to confront a question that most people avoid until they are forced into it. And the question is this: who am I if life doesn't go my way? And I'm telling you, that one question, it rearranges you. You stop pretending that you're invincible. You stop assuming that time is unlimited. You actually start feeling grateful for the days that you do have. Cancer didn't just scare me. It stripped me down. And what was left was a pretty simple choice. It was to either fold or to build. And very gratefully for me, and gratefully for you, if you resonate with this podcast, I chose to build. And then life, it hit me again. When we lost Aurelian, our firstborn son, it challenged my identity that I had built after cancer. It challenged me to look at myself in a different way because after cancer, you feel tough. Once you've beat it, you feel strong, like you've seen hell, like you've walked out somehow, and you start believing that you can handle absolutely anything in this world. You become a little bit complacent, but then grief walks into your life and doesn't care how strong you are or doesn't care how strong you think you are. That loss, it reinforced something that I still believe deep down to my core. That when life is unbearable, action, momentum, it becomes your lifeline, movement, behavior. Not action to fix anything. You can't really fix the loss of a loved one, but it's action to stay connected to life. It's action to stay connected to the people. It's action that turns pain into some sort of meaning, some sort of purpose. And that's where Aurelian's workout came from. If you don't know much about Aurelian's workout, we created a workout in memory of our son's fight. And it's a workout we do every single year on his birthday. And we've turned this devastating loss into an even greater love and an even greater purpose through movement. And it's not just a fitness thing. It was a survival thing. It was a reaching out to our community thing. In essence, it was love. It was purpose. It was me saying, hey, this matters and he matters, and I don't want to forget about him or his journey. And now, team, I live with something different. Again, I live with Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease, a degenerative neurological condition, and every day is becoming a harder and harder battle for me, which is so hard for me to say, just speaking down the barrel of a camera. I'm watching my purpose, I'm watching my passion, I'm watching my physical capability, the thing I hang my hat on every day, is slowly being taken away from me. And there is a unique kind of frustration in that, a daily frustration, because it's not a sudden hit. It's not like I've suddenly lost my legs. It's this gradual negotiation with loss. But team, you have to keep adapting. You have to keep letting some things go. You have to keep finding new ways to stay strong. And so when I talk about in this episode overcoming, I'm not sharing theory from a book. I'm sharing the only tools that I trust when life gets heavy. They're tried, they're tested. And I want you to have them too. I want the entire world to have them too. That's why I created the keynote, the 3 rules of resilience. Because team, your challenge might not be cancer, it might not be grief, it might not be as dramatic as a neurological condition. Your challenge might be simply a relationship breakdown. It could be the loss of a job. It could be a season of your life where you're feeling more anxious than you normally do. It could be a health scare. It could be a failure that you just can't stop replaying over and over in your head. Hey, it could even be the uncertainty of the future. But whatever it is, you can get through it. And you can come out even more powerful, more grounded, and more you. Okay. I have to bring myself down a bit. Let's get practical. The 3 rules of resilience. Your how to overcome anything solution. Rule number 1 is own your circumstance. And this is a story that I learned through cancer. Owning your circumstance, it doesn't mean that you wanted the problem in front of you. It doesn't mean that the problem you have is fair. It doesn't mean that you're not allowed to be angry about it. You absolutely are. But it means you have to stop handing your power away. Because here is a pretty hard truth for anyone going through a problem. Life doesn't ask permission before it changes your plans. If you spend your energy arguing with reality, you will lose twice, because you'll lose your time and you'll lose any growth you can have because of this problem. Owning your circumstance is the moment that you stop saying, why me? It's the moment you stop blaming other people and other things for your problems. And it's when you start saying, all right, this has happened to me, it sucks, but what now? How can I move forward? It's the moment that you stop living like a victim and start acting like an author of your own response to this problem. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. They wait for weeks, months, years for life to go back to normal, whatever that means. But normal has changed. The world is changing, life is going to change. And if you do want something better, something more in your life, you have to change. Or otherwise you're going to remain right where you are. So resilience starts when you meet life where it is, not where you wish it was. If you are listening to this and you feel stuck right now, here's what I want you to ask yourself. What part of this have I been resisting? Which part am I rejecting? What part of this do I need to accept so that I can move forward? What part of it can I own? Because acceptance isn't surrender. Acceptance is traction, it's momentum. And team, remember, if you keep blaming someone else or something else for your problems and your pain, you're giving your power over to it or them. I don't want that for you, because when you're powerless, you can't move forward. Owning your circumstance is about saying, hey, this does suck right now, absolutely, but hey, this problem's mine. Even though it's not my fault, it's mine. And as soon as you take that responsibility, congratulations, you can now move forward. This is why it's rule number 1 of the 3 rules of resilience. We can't move forward unless we own the position that we are in. Rule number 2 is seek discomfort. And this is a rule that our beautiful boy Aurelian taught me. It taught us, it taught the entire world. And this rule is the difference between people who heal and people who harden. When life hurts, and it will at some point, your instinct is often to retreat, to avoid the hard thing. And sometimes you need to do that. You need that rest. You need to take a breath. But long-term, avoidance is gasoline on a fire, because the only way out is through. The obstacle is the way. And seeking discomfort means choosing the hard thing on purpose, making that choice, owning it. Not because you love suffering. I know there are some sadists out there that do, particularly in the fitness world, but mainly because you love growth more than you love comfort. Seeking discomfort, it means having the conversation that you have been avoiding. It means getting support instead of isolating yourself. It means training when you don't even feel like it. It means walking into fear instead of negotiating with it for the next 6 months or rest of your life. And look, the reason why I love the idea and execution of Aurelian's workout is because it's the perfect example of this. I cannot change what happened to my son. He passed. But I can choose what it meant. I can choose the meaning behind it. I could choose action. I could choose community. I could choose to turn pain into purpose. And you know what we did. And for you listening, seeking discomfort might look like something very simple, but very, very brave. It might look like getting out of bed on a day that you do not want to. It might look like putting your hand up and saying, hey, I'm not okay. It might even look like starting again after you've fallen off some sort of venture, some sort of project. Discomfort is the price of admission to the next level of your life. It's the price of admission to your happiness, to more purpose, to a better you. Team, the only person that can put yourself into discomfort is you. The only person that can open up the door of that comfort zone and step out is you. Make the choice. Grow. Don't stay comfortable. And rule number 3 is love your face. This is a rule that I'm still learning with my neurological condition. This is the deepest one for me, because loving your fate doesn't mean you love what happened to you. It means that you stop wasting your life wishing that it didn't happen to you. It means you stop saying, I'll be happy when this is done, when this is gone. And you start saying, how do I build a meaningful life with this thing here? Because I cannot control it. It is definitely hard, absolutely, but it's the work that we need to do, especially when you're facing something long term, something that you can't just fix. But loving your fate is the mindset of someone who refuses to live in resentment. It's someone saying, this is my reality, this is me. So I will build anyway. I will not let it break me, and I will not blame anyone else for the problem that I have. And in my experience, people who learn this become unbloody stoppable in the most grounded and humble way. Not a loud in your face unstoppable, and not a fake Instagram or TikTok unstoppable. It's a quiet unstoppable. It's a confident unstoppable. And look, they're not invincible, they're just not breakable, because they've stopped fighting life and started partnering with it. They've decided to love the fate, love the fact that they can't control the thing that's happened to them, and progress forward hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder with that thing. If you are in a hard season of life right now, here is your roadmap. I want you to own the problem. Stop resisting reality. Find traction and then move forward. I want you to seek discomfort. I want you to choose the hard action that moves you forward, and then I want you to love your fate. Love the problem, even if it's not your fault. I want you to build meaning inside what you cannot control. Team, that is resilience. That is how you overcome absolutely anything, not by escaping discomfort, but by becoming someone who can carry it, who can handle it. And let me leave you with this. The world might get louder. In fact, it will. The changes in this world might speed up. The pressure might increase, but you don't need a perfect life to become a powerful person. You just need a decision. You need choice. You can let hard things turn you bitter, or you can let hard things turn you better. Either way, life is going to shape you. So you may as well choose the shape. Timo, thank you for listening. This stuff, man, I'm quite passionate about it, just in case you haven't realised if you've listened this far into the episode. And hey, do me a favour, if you know someone in your life who's going through a tough season right now, my strong recommendation would be to share this episode. Share the love. Send an olive branch to help them through tough times, because humans aren't meant to suffer alone. Sometimes people don't necessarily need advice, but they need permission to believe that they're still capable of getting through it. And that's what this episode is all about. And if you can take one thing away from it today, let's make it this. Hard things are coming, but you are allowed to become the kind of person that those things can't break. Team, I'll catch you in the next episode. Remember to choose resilience. Bye.